the Antichrist this week on Destructomundo.
He's our special guest.
Yes, we're here with the Antichrist.
He's outside.
Smoking a cigarette.
We won't let him in.
He's talking on his cell phone. He's a busy man.
He was supposed to bring the beer.
Asshole. Gotta make it this, our special guest.
Sure.
Tonight. An intimate evening with the Antichrist. Just him and us and you.
Destructomundo. Witnesses to the effect that people who acted as though they were in a kind of trance were killing and eating their victims prompted authorities to examine the bodies of some of the victims. Medical authorities in Cumberland have concluded that in all cases the killers are eating flesh of the people they murdered. Repeating this, latest bulletin of missing bullets from Cumberland, Maryland. Civil defense authorities have told you that murdered victims show evidence of having been partially devoured by their murderers.
I want to see his tattoo. 666 tattoo he's supposed to have. Or
It's
the
on
mark of the beast.
It's on his hair. Like it's underneath his hair on his
The inspiration
scalp.
of heavy metal, if it wasn't for this guy.
Mm-hmm.
I know. God, I mean, yeah.
You gotta thank him for that, at least.
Yep. Slayer has declined on being here tonight, but, if they'd known our special guest was going to be, well, the son of Satan, I'm sure they would have shown up.
Maybe they knew what a slacker he was.
Yeah.
I mean, how long is it taking for him to show up?
I know. I mean, pretty much every civilization since the first pope has decreed, like, that era to be the end of times.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I guess. I guess you gotta have that. That's the threat. Like, if you don't do whatever, then the end will come. Or, you know what I mean? They gotta have that to scare people into behaving.
Yeah.
I mean, it just hasn't happened yet, as far as I know. Unless this is after all of that. Maybe it did end somewhere.
And this is like after the Antichrist
the
has already risen and we've already
I don't know.
taken care of him. But Jesus is supposed to come back and defeat him or something.
In a steel cage death match.
We're gonna
Royal
tell you
Rumble
up front,
then.
we're not theologians by any stretch of the imagination.
No.
We're going by the classical.
We saw The Omen.
We're telling you like it
I
is.
I could never even play a good cleric.
Yeah, sure. I mean, like monks. I got nothing.
Nothing. Druid. That was stretching it.
Sure.
I got nothing
Sure.
there. So yeah.
Yeah, with druids you could just make stuff up. No one knows what they were doing.
Trees. I like trees.
No one knows who they were.
Yeah.
or what they were doing.
I like trees. Okay, trees smell nice. I don't know, but I got no.
So he's supposed to show up, and all hell breaks loose, right?
Yeah, that's the way the metal tells us. So that's
There's
what
like
we're going
plagues
by.
and all that crap, locusts and droughts and hurricanes,
Well,
the demon
wars.
666, the number of the beast.
Yeah.
That's right.
Right on, Bruce.
That's right. Bruce knew. That's what I'm going by.
That's the best. That's
the Book of Mark might have something in it about this, but
but in my
number
opinion,
of the beast
that's the best.
tells it
that's
like
my
it is.
That's my personal favorite Maiden album.
Sure.
Hands down. But
Well, it's got the rock to it, man. I mean, that whole album
it's
just
great.
fucking rocks.
It's great. Oh, that's great. I'll have to go home and listen to that tonight.
Sure.
So
what are you going to do when he shows up?
Well,
I mean, I'm assuming he causes all this havoc.
I know a little bit that there's supposed to be the rise of like 7 nations, and they're talking like I watched this Jack Van Impe, the Doomsayer. He's on TV.
Yep.
He's got his own ministries and stuff. He's been on for years, and he's been spouting all this stuff for years. But
I'm surprised he needs to give up.
Well, he says that 7 nations are supposed to arise, and then they'll create a leader, and that leader will be the Antichrist. It'll rise from the 7 nations, and he's saying it's supposed to be the European Union, and he's saying that,
before that, I remember he was before that it was during the first Gulf War, and he's like, "This is it."
Well, sure. I mean, it's the same thing with everyone. It's like, what's the guy? What was it? wasn't Pat Robertson that said that, like, if he didn't, no, that's, he said that he would kill himself if he didn't get X amount of dollars from, or that God was going to kill him or something. That's that, no, but...
Pat Robertson.
If you don't pay me, God will kill me. Send me money or God will strike me.
Yeah, he was like, he had to raise X number of dollars or God was going to kill him.
Man,
God
I should have thought of that a long time ago.
Sure.
Brilliant.
To go in a job interview. Like, we're going to pay you $13.50 an hour. I'm sorry. God will kill me.
I gotta make
$15.80.
17. I gotta make 17 or God will kill me. So
we have to figure out how he's going to show up, because if you watch The Omen, he shows up as a little kid. You have to wait over the course of 4 movies.
He's born from a jackal in The Omen. You know, he's a jackal's son. And then, like, you know,
the band Jackal.
No,
okay.
That's just wrong, dude. Any band that has a chainsaw as an instrument is, are they even?
You mean
alive?
the Jackal, like the international hitman?
Yeah.
No, not Carlos.
No, Carlos.
A jackal, the animal.
Oh, the animal. Okay.
The animal.
Yeah, not
Carlos the animal. No, Carlos the jackal.
Carlos the animal.
That's George the animal.
George the animal Steele.
Okay.
God damn.
So, Damien was born of a jackal.
Yeah, and then he was like found by a priest and taken to a church, and the church, like Gregory Peck's wife in the movie has a baby that dies, and she's still unconscious, and he's like, you know.
And they sneak that one into
her. He goes and gets
while she's out.
Ted microphone check every episode.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, he goes and gets like basically the priest says, I have a baby that,
I got a spare.
Sure.
We got this baby.
Yeah, you know, and he's like worried about his
He's a good
wife.
one.
Sure. You know, and he takes him.
Yes.
So he raises the Antichrist. His name's Thorn, and Thorn's like, he's like he's the head of a company, Big Thorn Enterprises, but I think he's the
I don't remember. It's been so long.
What is he? I should know this. He's the ambassador to England.
Yeah. Okay, I remember that now. Yes.
And
yeah, I remember that. So he raises.
Yeah, he raises Damien.
He gives him a good education.
Yeah.
Okay, because that's a key to succeeding. In
the beginning, you know, he's just being raised, and his nanny's like,
So
you know, watching him.
Damien's a British citizen?
No, he's an American citizen because his father's from America.
Okay.
He just goes to a bunch of those
British
sissy schools.
Okay. Yeah,
I was
trying to
figure out how he became president later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even though he was born in someplace else. But yeah.
Well,
to American citizens, he's supposed to be born.
The jackal
too,
was American.
So, yeah.
The jackal was naturalized.
Just watch the movie. You'll know what we're talking about. But anyway, Damien goes, you know, this
and
dog.
And bad things happen.
Yeah, this dog that's supposed to be, you know, Satan or a demon or something, and tells his nanny to hang herself, and then, you know, and he rides his tricycle into the ladder where his mother's trying to change a light bulb or something.
Falls.
And and his new nanny's like, you know, a Satan worshiper and stuff. And,
that's right. It's coming back to me.
And so, like, there's a whole bunch of people that are after him.
Where do you find satanic nannies?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, there's got to be. I mean, there would be an au pair.
Iron Maiden concert.
Right on.
Well, I mean, England's got to be.
You go to Iron Maiden shows to pick up
all the best like
pair.
satanic bands, if you want to call them that, are from England, man. There's no other than Slayer.
I don't think they're satanic bands. They're just about
they're not.
Stuff.
But you know, they sing about, you know, the devil and evil and stuff, and it's cool. I like it.
It's a warning.
They're not necessarily pro Satan.
Yeah.
No, it's a warning.
They're not like that weak ass Anton LaVey Satanist,
no,
you know, because that's
they're not necessarily pro Satan. It's just good subject matter for a metal song. You know?
Oh yeah,
I mean, it's just a good thing to write a metal song.
It's better than singing about how, you know, if you're going to sing about the really rough parts of the Bible, you don't want to sing about like Leviticus.
I don't know anything about
That's
that.
all the laws and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Like don't eat shrimp.
Don't go to Red Lobster.
Because I mean, all that stuff will get you sent to hell too.
Sure. Okay.
But like this stuff's much better because it's all like fire and brimstone.
Okay.
Literally.
So Satan sends his son. here.
Yeah. To lead and then eventually destroy mankind.
Okay.
It's like
that's how Revelation starts.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be like the
I think I
the
sort
Antichrist.
of read,
He's supposed to be the flesh, you know, Satan made flesh, just like Jesus was God made flesh. So,
yeah.
If you buy into that hocus pocus type of stuff, so, yeah.
So how many hit dice?
Probably a lot. I would guarantee it.
Okay.
What did Tiamat have?
I don't know.
Man, this is like 8 Tiamats, I'm sure.
Sure. Yeah, he's a lot. I mean, if he had to get, he'd be the big boss. For sure.
He'd be like the worst
boss.
lick
He
you
wouldn't
could
be
ever
like
fight.
the middle boss or anything like that. The one you get
Okay,
to.
so he's going to destroy us all. Okay.
Yeah.
And this is.
But leading up to that, he does a lot of stuff. Like, supposedly, we all have a mark on our forehead or right hand that allows us to buy, sell, or trade, you know, which has been talked about before. And the UPC code, apparently, I don't know if this is true, but I've heard this, that the people at MIT that actually, like, designed the UPC code knew that it was going to end up on everything. They did this back in the early 70s, and, like, they knew everything was going to have this code on it.
Okay.
And now, I've read this before. I don't know if it's true. I haven't confirmed it. I should have checked, because I've always had this in the back of my mind. But apparently the start, check code, and end code on a UPC, a real UPC, one that's like the one that is on, you know, like cereal boxes and stuff like that, and cans, not just the ones that are on, like, packs of gum and stuff. Like, because those can actually be different. But this one, the big one, is supposed to have a start code, a check code, and an end code, and all three of them are binary sixes on purpose, because the guys at MIT knew that it was going to end up on everything, and sort of you know, fulfilling prophecy of making it into, like, the all checking, you know, the...
Never heard of that.
Yeah, that's just what I've read, and I don't know if it's true or not, but it makes for a pretty decent rumor, if anything, you know, but that's what I read.
Okay.
So, if that part of the prophecy has been fulfilled, so what's next? I mean, the 7 nations rising. Let's take into account that like, a guy like Jack Van Impe that's been on forever says that, like, you know, that the European Union is supposed to be... You know, the rise.
If I'm not mistaken, there's more than 7 nations in the European Union.
That's what he says, and let's just go with that for tonight, because I don't know of any others.
We'll just pick the big 7.
I'm guessing they're not going to be like
the other ones don't really.
Sure, I mean they're marginally powerful. I'm not figuring on
like big 7 from the EU versus the G8 or something.
Yeah,
versus CETO. I don't know. Really. We'll have a Royal Rumble somewhere in South America.
NAFTA
yeah,
versus
exactly.
the EU.
I mean, we'll have to have the South American nations rise up. Peru's our big backer.
So the Antichrist is coming out of the EU.
Yeah, supposedly rising out of the EU, and then
that means he'll not only be satanic, he'll be Eurotrash.
I know, exactly, right? He'll be all rolling.
I'm going to alienate any of our European fans, but
yeah.
It'll be like a Mentos commercial. Oh, see, I don't know. I like European people, but
dead silence.
I was going to say they're so strangely represented in American media.
Sure.
I mean, there's that. I mean, obviously, I have not been to Europe, so I can't speak.
I have.
Yes.
Well, yeah, there's that.
But we get strange.
But I haven't run into any.
We get strange representations of European people.
Well, we get the same. I'm sure. I mean, if you
know, they get the same from
us.
They
get. I'm sure they get a lot of that. You know, Texas cowboys.
Bunch of lies.
Yeah, I don't wear a cowboy hat all the time and carry a gun around everywhere I go all the time.
Yeah, but no. So okay, well, let's suppose Let's suppose for a second that Jack Van Impe's not insane.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
totally unbelievable.
That's a really big stretch.
Yeah.
But
that weird bitch that's
let's just say he is insane, but he's right.
Okay.
Okay.
But I guess it doesn't really matter if it is the EU or not. But
it doesn't make any difference
where these 7 nations are, because it could be CETO.
CETO.
is CETO still around? Isn't it? Southeast Asian Treaty Organization?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But what? Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just picking it doesn't have to be EU.
No, but it has to be 7 nations.
Okay. I think there's more than.
So
7
he
in
comes,
CETO.
and then what happens?
Well, he's supposed to take control, one world government. That's why
Oh yeah.
the religious right is all against one world government.
Yet
I'm against it too.
don't
I'm
they
not a member
support
of it.
the New World Order people?
Well,
Bush Senior and Bush
I think that's
Junior and all that shit?
it's. I guess that's. I don't know if the New World Order is supposed to be like a one world government either. I don't understand. I don't know who's against who. Is it the Bilderbergers versus the
Gnomes of Zurich?
Yeah. I think they're pretty much against everybody, but they just control
And the
everybody's
Swiss-
accounts.
The Gnomes of Zurich.
The Swiss chocolate cartels?
Sure.
I hear that term a lot, the Gnomes of Zurich. I don't know who the hell they're supposed
It
to be.
was made up.
Yeah, I mean,
It was a joke. It was actually
And now
started
that
as a
this-
joke in the early 20th century. Somebody made it up in response to the Illuminati and all that stuff. Some guy some journalist made up the Gnomes of Zurich. To be honest, I mean that's where it came. It was some journalist made it up.
Well, I'm sure.
Well, the Swiss aren't fake
the-
neutral anymore, are they? I mean, they voted against it.
Yeah,
didn't they?
they've actually joined.
So they're not fake neutral.
Yeah, but I guess the Swiss, the banking industry there is tremendously powerful.
Sure.
So. But anyway, so
He starts a bunch of bad stuff.
yeah,
Yeah, he starts to make everybody basically do stuff like the whole buying and selling things. You can't do it unless
we already buy and sell stuff.
Yeah, I know. I mean, but you're supposed to swear allegiance to Satan in order to be able to see.
So it's going to be a
succeed.
real. So it's kind of like
Nike.
it's. Let's say it's kind of like globalization, only kind of like globalization.
Exactly. Yeah.
They say it's a long, hard road to globalization.
So-
there hasn't been that charismatic leader arising.
Bill
yet,
Gates or
so.
something like that.
No, Bill Gates isn't charismatic enough. I would be really disappointed if Bill Gates was Satan.
Why?
Or the spawn of Satan.
I think Satan would be disappointed if he was Bill Gates.
Well, it just seems sort of ineffectual to me. I mean, he's
But somebody, he's
Not
going to
my
control
idea
like
of
a
Satan.
one-world market. See, I didn't know any about this.
So-
I was thinking all Revelation stuff with plagues and.
I was thinking like armies of hell sweeping across the
well,
earth.
eventually that's supposed to happen.
Oh.
Like you're supposed to have death.
That's in the second half of the movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no,
That's in
actually,
the Omen
I
7.
mean, that never occurs. Like in the Omen, they try to kill him off with these daggers that are supposed to be the only thing that can kill the Antichrist. And this order of monks goes after him.
Okay.
They try to convince his father, Gregory Peck, that he's the son of Satan, and he's like, "Whoa, what are you talking about? You're full of shit. Get away from me," and blah blah blah. But then eventually it kind of works out to where he figures out that they're right.
Okay.
Basically, because the priest that had been trying to tell him that ends up dying. Mysterious circumstances. I think he gets pierced through the heart with
Somebody's
top
head
of
gets
a
flopped
spire.
off.
Yeah, I think that's in the.
That's
like a
it's
pane
David
of
Warner.
glass or something.
Yeah, David Warner gets
plays
his head
the-
cut
he's
off, but
the-
he knew it was going to happen because he shows in the picture. He's like, he's the photographer guy that took the picture of the priest that had the shadow of the thing going through his heart, and he's and then he's got the one with this head, the thing going through his
He
head.
gets that
So
piece
he
of
knew he
plate
was going to
glass
die
in.
too.
Yeah.
And
I remember that part.
So whatever he takes a picture of.
So the Antichrist takes control.
Yeah.
Somehow. First, I guess politically.
Yeah, it always happens.
Yeah, and then he starts to express his power more religiously, and basically says, that. I think he actually says that I am the Antichrist, and follow me, and that I'll lead you to paradise, and that that the Lord isn't coming back, and if you don't do what I say, then you'll be killed.
Okay.
But I don't know if this leads up to or precedes the rapture. I think it's the rapture takes place first, to where all the people who are good and holy end up just poof.
Yeah, they disappear.
Eventually, all of a sudden, just go to heaven.
But isn't it, I thought that was I'm really vague. I thought that was sort of like God's response to the other stuff. Like when the bad shit starts, then he kind of beams up all the good people.
I think it actually precedes it.
Okay.
And
so one day when all the good people just
disappear,
then you know if you're still there, you're fucked.
Wow, what if nobody disappears?
You go to work and that self-righteous
And that's
bitch that has all the coffee mugs and little pigs.
Little pigs?
And the "What would Jesus do" stickers on everything isn't work that day.
Yeah.
That's when you know the
Okay,
Antichrist.
so the rapture. Okay, because I don't know any of this stuff.
I mean, we have to know what to tell people when this happens.
Yeah.
So you look for the who
So
the people who actually go to church, not
So
the ones who
when
Well,
your
pretend.
grandmother
That makes sense.
isn't
I guess,
answering the phone and you
because-
go
That's
over and
right.
check it out and she ain't there,
Yeah,
you know the
'cause-
shit's
'cause
coming
obviously-
down.
When the old lady lives next door that watches your
Oh.
house when you go on vacation.
Yeah, when you come back and she's not there.
Because God knows everything, right? So He knows what's going to happen.
Yeah,
So
he's got
he-
this whole thing.
And you
like,
think
sort
if he
of
was
planned
benevolent,
out.
he would just prevent the whole thing from happening.
But see, that's the thing is,
free will or something.
yeah. So He beams up all the
righteous.
Jesus freaks.
And leaves us with the Scientologist.
Yeah.
Oh, great!
Have you seen that? Like
So the army
John
of
Travolta.
the army of
and-
hell comes, and I'm stuck with Tom Cruise and John Travolta.
John Travolta's trying to talk Katie Holmes into having some kind of like birth.
Oh,
type of
now that they're
birth.
going to spawn, they're going to have a Scientologist.
Yeah. Well, she's
birth
pregnant,
ritual.
and
Yeah.
they're trying to talk her into having like this type of birth that it's a Scientologist deal. Like it's called silent birthing, to where you just basically pop the baby out and then go about your day.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know how
Wow.
it works,
Shoot
but
him
he's
into
trying to talk her
shoot him into a
doing it.
gold-plated tube. Or I don't know. While they're playing
they're
that L. Ron
high-level
Hubbard jazz
Scientologists,
music in
man.
the background or something.
Yeah,
Oh Jesus.
yeah.
Then I guess after that they'll probably tell her the
Well, I
whole,
figured
story
Tom Cruise has
about
got
the
a-
volcano
yeah.
after they have the baby in the gold tube.
No. She still has to pay up.
They'll
Yeah.
get a-
That's the whole. It's a
the
money
baby
making
will get a
scam.
pop-up book
Okay.
of it.
You've got to
Yeah,
pay
they'll
cash
it's
money
okay.
to hear that story.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
we get off subject.
Yeah, it's easy to do. So all the good people go.
Yeah. And then all that's
I'm
left,
still here.
The Baptists
all
are
the
here.
people who don't. Yeah, yeah,
The Mormons are still here.
yeah.
Yeah, the 750 million Hindus are still
Sure. They're all here going, what's going on?
There's probably more than that, actually. There's
Yeah.
probably got to be close to 1 billion, I would imagine.
And all the atheist communists.
Well, you got to figure the Catholics will go because hell, if anybody's got that deserves this whole deal, it's the Catholics. Who does Satan pick on whenever he wants to fuck with people? The Catholics. You don't ever hear like of the Episcopalians having to deal with Satan and his minions. They never have to fight vampires or anything like that. No, it's always the Catholics. It's always the Catholics.
And the Jesuits.
Yeah, well,
And they're closely related.
yeah, they work together.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, but you figure, if anybody deserves it, they do. But then,
So they're all gone.
the Baptists are usually the ones that
And
go,
then-
woo, talk about it all the
Yeah.
time. Though.
We're left here to deal with the
devil incarnate.
Yeah,
Got to do
yeah,
something about that guy.
And then-
the devil made flesh,
yeah,
as they say.
exactly.
Okay.
And then everybody's going to be having to do what he says. And they basically get
So is he
stuck in
do-
internment camps and everything else
Yeah.
and stuff. And
So is Satan basically doing this just to get God back?
well, he does. Yeah. Well,
I mean, what's he get out of it?
Satan.
If eventually he just blows everything
Now,
up
the
or
way I
something?
understand it, Satan hates mankind because mankind usurped the angels as the first of God. Like, God made the angels, and the angels were his servants, and they had they did what God wanted to do before he even, created man. And apparently, they were all, they did what he said, and they were in the eyes of God as the first. And then when God created man, he basically made the angels serve man, and some of the angels thought it was bullshit and said fuck that, and
Which one was it that
made a
became
war
Satan? I
against-
can't remember.
Lucifer.
Oh, Lucifer. Okay.
Yeah, and he was supposed to be the herald of God.
Yeah, he was like a big shit angel.
Yeah, he was like an archangel, and
Yeah.
he the morning star. The rising star of the morning. So he led a whole bunch of other angels against the angels that sided with God, and they had a war. And this was supposed to be like in the book of Enoch or something like that. The guy like pulled out of the Bible. I've never read it, but a friend
is this
of
one
mine
of the
told
lost
me, like,
books of the Bible?
Yeah. But our friend Chad would probably be able to like do this really well. He should have sat in on the show with us. It'd been a lot easier for us, anyways. But and sometime in the future we'll go back over this. We'll actually have a treatise on what we left out at sometime in the future, I'm sure. But yeah. And they lost, and Satan was cast into hell. I guess there was a hell, or one invented for him, and he was set to rule over hell.
Because they didn't have the Phantom Zone.
Yeah. God can't stick him in a plate of glass and shove him in his face.
So they sent him to hell.
Yeah, sent him to hell, and I guess he, took over down there, and, he just plagues man with problems,
So there was nobody in hell when he got sent. He was the first.
I guess so. I don't really know.
Because there wouldn't
have
been any other people yet, right? Beyond Adam and Eve.
Yeah.
Or were there other people? I don't know.
Well, this should be right. You see, he tempted man. With did the whole deal with the snake and stuff. So I assume this happened while Adam and Eve were
they're still
the only
they're
people.
Still in the garden, right?
Yeah, and then
getting high and whatever.
Sure, living
running
hippies,
around naked, getting high.
Because I can understand why he doesn't like him then.
Stuff,
just living all hairy
and right on.
So yeah.
Okay, so he goes down to hell and he's sitting down there thinking, man, this sucks. I'm gonna
fuck with man for a while. Yeah. And he comes up and he does that, and winds up getting Adam and Eve thrown out of the garden. I guess that's his gig, basically. He sort of makes man do stuff to piss off God.
Okay.
So if he can convince man to deny God, then he's done his job.
Okay.
And so when he has the Antichrist come, he's basically having a human representative of himself.
Yeah.
Deliver mankind to him.
Okay.
Saying that all of us are going to become, his servants.
Okay.
And that delivery
here on Earth, or are we all going to get blasted and then sent to hell?
It's
Is it a big giant recruitment drive for hell?
I don't really it's a recruitment drive for hell, because what point would God or would Satan have on killing us?
Yeah, that's what
I think it would just be taking over the Earth and making it.
Yeah,
and painting everything red.
I think that's the point, though, that he would.
It's like High Plains drifting.
Exactly. He's making it out so that all of us, that our free will has been taken away, and that we're made to serve. Yeah, okay. Apparently, that's what I've been told.
Okay.
Something, free cheese.
If you meet the government's requirements, you can get free cheese.
Yeah, that comes on a truck. It's you can get Will too. I don't know what kind of truck it comes on.
In 5-pound blocks.
5-pound blocks of Will
per month.
Yeah, government will. They're giving it away.
Okay,
it's in the Constitution.
Yeah. Okay. So
freedom of cheese.
Okay. I'm following the story so far. This is a great story. Has anybody written a book about this?
Yeah, apparently.
This is a great story. Okay.
I think there's a book on tape too, and they've made a couple of movies. There's that Charlton Heston one where he goes up to the mountain, comes back with a couple of big stones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We're all down there riding like a mechanical bull or something like that.
Yeah, it was,
he breaks the stones, he's all pissed off. It's they
right on. And Edward G. Robinson's riding a mechanical bull. I don't know.
Exactly.
They're in the desert. I don't know. That's
Gillies.
Yeah, that's good. I don't know. I'm confused. It's something about
it's a big golden mechanical bull, and they're all riding it.
Right on. And Charlton Heston goes up on the mountain by himself, and he comes down with some rocks, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then
he comes back, and they're all drunk and riding mechanical bull.
Yeah.
And he's pissed off because they started without him, and
yeah,
smashes them.
So he breaks.
Tells them they got to wander around for a while because they can't go home.
Right on. Okay. Right on.
Yeah, that's it's a long story. It's got a lot of stuff in it.
There's some stuff before that.
Yeah,
I don't remember that.
There's a guy with long hair.
Yeah.
That like smashes up everybody. That's another funny one. Like that's always been my favorite story in the Bible. I know we're going off subject, everybody, but it's
whatever.
Bible talk. It's Bible talk with James, Ted, and Derek. Anyways, but
Welcome to Bible Talk.
It's the whole Samson story that kills me, man. It's like the guy here, like basically the Jewish Incredible Hulk that like comes out like and every time he gets in a fight, he slays like 1,000 Philistines with some, like object that's pretty innocuous, like a jawbone. Like he'll just pick it up and be like, all right, and just start wailing and wind up killing all day, just like in thousands of people. Okay. And he just keeps doing this, and the Philistines don't like it. So they send him, like this harlot basically to
hooker.
Yeah. Mess with him, and
Old Testament hooker.
So she's all like messing with him, going, how do you, what's the secret of your strength? And he's all I don't have a secret, or I can't tell you. And then basically gets out of her, and she gets it out of him, and she cuts off all his hair, and then they stick him in a dungeon someplace, and they're all ha, we caught Samson, we cut off his hair. And then they just happen to forget to keep cutting his hair, and then like they gouge out his eyes, but then he's got really long hair again, and then they chain him up to like the two main columns of like the building that they're in, and they're torturing him and throwing stuff at him and food and everything, and he's like, well, fuck you, and pulls down the building and everybody dies. I mean, it's just what kind of story is that?
I don't know.
Oh, man. That's the kind of stuff in the Bible. It just kills me. I love that stuff. It's great.
Okay.
I got to get those Bible cartoons.
Yeah,
then we can voice over them.
Yeah, I know the ones you're talking about. I've seen the commercial late at night for
Sure.
some reason. And it's kind of scary, but...
the anime version of the Bible.
That would be really weird. Like an actual... Anyway, I don't even want to try to imagine what that would be. So trying...
Jesus lightning fist!
Struggling. I just want to see like Jesus on a giant motorcycle fighting like tentacled stuff. And,
well, that's just it. It's supposedly
and all the women will be like in miniskirts, flashing panty shots and flying through the air.
Well, in Revelations, there's supposed
some
to be
sort of weird
monsters, seven-headed Hydra, and of course everybody's made this out to be like an allegory of what it's supposed to like say that that's the government. But I'd like to think that there's a big monster.
I hope so.
Sure. And then like,
otherwise, how are you going to know it's for real?
The people that made up that story, they weren't thinking of there was no allegory. Like, well, let's see, we could just say evil government, or we could say seven-headed creature. Yeah. No, they were thinking
I did
about
see something
creature.
about the end of the world on Discovery Channel. It was talking about the guy who wrote Revelations, and he did it because he was an outcast on like an island, and the Romans had stuck him there. And he wrote this whole thing and sent it off in letters to priests that were, on the mainland and stuff. And
wait a minute. You mean God didn't write it?
No, God didn't write the Bible. It's all inspired.
Oh.
Inspired by real events.
Yeah, basically the Bible is like fanfic.
Yes.
It's stories, inspired by, so all the guys that wrote the Bible are basically fanfic
Star Trek
writers.
Gay love stories and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, so if you go to like some website that's got a whole bunch of fanfic of Star Trek, like that's kind of like the Star Trek Bible.
And Gene Roddenberry is God.
Yeah, exactly.
So like, he created his stuff, and then you take the basic ideas that he presented,
yes,
and you make up your own stories using his character.
Yes.
And hope you don't get sued.
Yeah.
Because you made them all gay.
Well, that's
sure.
Bible's fair. I mean, the copyright on the Bible's expired many, many eons ago.
Yeah. Okay. I'm following this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on.
So Jesus comes back and slays the monster and kicks the Antichrist out and calls all the righteous. I don't know where,
But aren't they, if they're already gone?
I don't know.
Do they come back?
You got me, man.
So how's this end?
I don't know. I don't know.
So the Antichrist, no. God beams all the good people up.
Yeah, he beams them all up.
Up heaven's chimney. So they're all gone.
Yes.
Because he knows everything that's happening and going to happen, right? Because he's God.
Yeah.
And he's got the screenplay in front of him so he can flip ahead.
Yeah.
He knows what's going to happen. He beams up all the good people to get them out before the...
Yeah, you see how complex this is? I mean, like,
so
it's
get them all
so
out
much better when you go by the metal style version of it.
Yeah.
Because in Number of the Beast, like the guy's sitting there, and he's singing 666, because he's been hounded by, dreams of evil, and then, he wakes up and then, Satan's attacking, basically. So,
I'm trying to get the timeline,
yeah, well,
trying to wrap my head around this whole thing.
Well, there's supposed to be lead up to it, and everything. Like I was talking about.
There's like signs and warnings.
Yeah, like the whole.
I think I think I did actually read Revelations once. It's the only book of the Bible I've read because it was the only one.
It's like required reading when you're 13. It's the only thing cool in the Bible.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Well, yeah, if you're gonna read any part of the Bible.
I sniffed a lot of glue back then. So I don't there was a lot of
while you were reading the Bible, that's something else.
There was a lot of spray paint involved back then, so I don't know. But anyway, I remember parts of it, so I'm just trying to, So all the good people go. If you're left here, then you're not.
Yeah, you're not the righteous.
You're either eligible for purgatory.
Yeah,
or
you're the wrong alignment.
I don't. Yeah, I don't get it either. It's so complex, and you'd think that the Antichrist is coming. Woo, scary.
Yeah.
But apparently he's just like a bureaucrat.
Makes perfect sense to me.
Hence the term bureaucratic hell.
Yeah, I guess so we're all sort of stuck here, having to deal.
Does he have
with
any
that.
kind of powers at all?
If he's going to fight Jesus,
just a couple of spells or something.
I guess it's just his.
Is he
really
just
high charisma?
He's just gonna say, or is he just like a really charismatic guy who gets everybody to do everything for him?
Yeah,
just by.
I think that's pretty much it. There's no lasers out of the eyes and stuff like that.
No fireballs.
I've never heard of anything.
No
like
flying.
that.
No shape changing.
No, I don't think so.
No super powerful motorcycle.
Not that I'm aware of.
Lasers, rockets, nothing.
No.
Okay, just.
That's what his henchmen have.
Just one,
if anything,
one smooth operator.
Supposedly.
Okay.
As a bureaucrat.
Okay. So he turns the world into a huge evil bureaucracy with himself.
Yeah,
at the pinnacle
at
of
the
it
head.
all.
At the head, yeah.
He drives us all mad with paperwork.
Sure. That's pretty much how it goes down. It's sort of.
How are we not already there?
Yeah.
Don't trust an accountant.
So. Then, once he's in charge of everything, what does he do?
I don't.
Do we start? Does he pit us against one another, or do we just? When do the gates of hell open? And shit?
I don't think that's actually supposed to happen. Though.
Well, where the fuck's that come from?
I don't know.
Where's the the hell spawn, the armies of. Hell.
The undead. They're the four horsemen of the apocalypse takes
place
someplace in this. Basically, they're not like tools of Satan; they're tools of God. Apparently, the four horsemen are. There's famine.
Yeah, from what I remember, there is a war.
Yeah,
and it's just a matter of numbers. If I'm not mistaken, I think the whole 666 thing comes from the 666 quadrillion. Members of the satanic football team versus the 777 quadrillion members of the godly
team
football
heaven.
team.
Yeah, team heaven.
So
and okay, well that makes sense.
And heaven wins because they got more numbers. It's
a war,
kind of a cop-out.
And then
which means that they are evenly matched if they have the same. It doesn't give God much.
Well, numbers don't always do it.
Well, in this case, it does.
So when does all that happen? Is that
That's supposed to happen once the the rise in power of the leader,
Yeah.
the Antichrist, is supposed to.
So once he's
bring on
like
the
isn't there
war.
some like gates of hell open and all that?
Well, I think
stuff
that's
comes-
supposedly afterwards. Like
Yeah.
once the war is taking place, that's the hell. Like there's as much as
and all
that
the,
accounts for.
Yeah, all the hell spawn on Earth and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
and then the four horsemen ride.
Right on.
Choose your fate and die. That's right.
Right on. See, I only saw that. I only read that in X-Men when Apocalypse created this.
Sure.
When he had his own four horsemen.
Well, you got you got death. Well, death is the last, so we'll start with the first. It's war.
Yes.
You
Famine
know, and then famine,
and pestilence
pestilence,
and death.
and death. So you got like the
And then death came after, and the pale horse thing, all that, whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, they all had different color
Yeah,
horses.
Yeah, first one had a
War's
white.
red.
They had the
War had a
the
white
sheep had to
horse.
come out and break some seals, and then horsemen came out, and
Yeah,
some other sheep
like-
came out and broke another seal,
Yeah.
and another horseman came
Yeah.
out.
Who's got a red horse? Somebody's got a red horse.
War,
was,
I think.
I thought that was War.
No, I think he actually has
Does
a
he-
white horse. One of
I
them
thought
had
Death
the
had the
white.
pale- I
No,
thought Death-
pale horse isn't a white horse.
Oh,
No,
okay.
it's
White
it's
horses.
black, white, red, and pale, isn't it?
Something like that.
Look it
That's what
up.
I thought.
We could look it up. Give me a second. You guys talk. I'm
Um,
gonna get us a.
Pause. Okay, but when I'm so where so
They all come out one by one.
yeah.
I'm not sure what the order is, but they all.
Well, they get the big sheet of paper and they come through it one at a time. When they announce them, they bust through. Introducing pestilence, and he busts through, and the sparklers are going off, and the smoke machine, and
Oh my God.
and the lights are going dun 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 dun. When the call Casper. Oh shit! I hope it's that cool.
I know.
No, they're playing that
That's
music.
much better than that
Oh,
stupid
man.
techno thing that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's what they'll play. It's like dun 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 dun, dun with the siren lights going, and pestilence will ride through the big sheet of paper with the picture of Jesus on it. And they'll bust through.
Oh man. Oh man.
Oh, you can tell I'm not going up when the rapture happens.
Oh my God.
So
Well, you want to stick around for that?
I want to see that, dude. So they're like agents. They're agents of God, right? He
Yeah.
sends them down to
Yeah, because they're
yeah.
they're like
That's
these-
when he puts the that's when God.
There's all these seals. There's like 7 seals,
Yeah.
and 4 of them are the horsemen.
Yeah. And the other 3 are just backups.
I can't remember what the other 3 are.
The other 3 are just.
I just remember like something happens because
The other
they
3
made
are-
that
the other
wonderful movie
uh,
with Demi Moore, The Seventh
oh.
Seal.
The other 3 are just full
Yeah,
of,
but that's got like what's his name?
Jurgen.
Yeah, Jurgen Prochnow is supposedly Jesus in it,
Oh, okay.
and like he busts the 7 seals
Yeah.
open, and every time he does, like fish die or something. It kills a whole lot of fish and stuff turns.
Well, that's not
bloody.
very Jesus-esque.
I know at all. I mean, he never
I
did
thought he
any
was
of that
pro
stuff.
fish.
Yeah.
In
Like the whole symbol of his religion is a fish.
Right on.
I don't know. I
up
don't make
with
this
that?
stuff
I
up.
don't know. It's a Demi Moore movie. Huh?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, how seriously can you take it? I mean,
So okay, Antichrist is running things. We're all living.
Being like,
so
God damn, this sucks.
So it's like we're actually living hell on Earth, right?
yeah, during the war,
Without all the
basically with Satan. So
And then that's when. Is that when Jesus comes back
apparently,
to save us that are here suffering? They weren't good enough to go when the rapture happened.
well, like the whole idea of Armageddon is the war.
Yeah.
Like the final war between like the people who are. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's like supposed to be.
But do we just sit here and like watch
Yeah.
watch the Antichrist and Jesus duke it out?
Yeah.
There's no sort of.
Or we're soldiers or something. I don't know. I mean,
Are we like there's no like guerrilla movement or partisans or anything?
Yeah, I think there is. I mean, like there's
like
like
Red
a
Dawn?
realization that that this is the end times and we were picked the wrong side, but let's still fight against Satan and
Okay.
yeah. So I don't know.
And then in the big battle with Hell's Army and Team God
Yeah.
busting it out.
Yeah.
And then that's when the four horsemen show up?
Apparently.
And put the final smackdown on the Antichrist.
Yes.
Now, is Satan just hanging out in hell? He never comes to Earth, does he? I don't know.
I don't know if he does himself.
Because I guess, God...
I think eventually the Antichrist is defeated and Jesus reigns for, 1,000 years apeace or something like that.
That's all?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
1,000 years? That's not very long. I guess it is a long time.
It's a pretty long time. It's longer than anybody's going to be alive for, I guess,
Okay. I'm just... okay. So...
I guess at that point, I don't know if he lives out the entire 1,000 years as the king of mankind or anything.
Living in a big golden palace on top of a mountain.
Yeah.
Surrounded by thousands of naked women throwing little cocktail wieners at.
Exactly, right.
Is he wearing shoes this time?
Yeah.
Does he kind of have the look to...
Does he still do the water and wine thing?
Is it going to be like a new Jesus for a new... I don't
know.
If he'll come back and he'll look more like a modern guy,
I think it's probably going to work out like that.
I'll turn Red Bull into vodka.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he would come back as like a, he won't look like the classic Jesus,
He won't be a white guy with brown hair.
He kind of had reddish hair, sort of going on.
So he'll be clean shaven and short hair, and he'll wear shoes. And
sure.
Proper shoes.
Yeah, he won't be Jewish.
He'll have chinos.
Because white America's not ready to be led around by a guy,
But he'll have like chinos and some sensible shoes and a shirt with a collar.
Yeah.
And clean shaven and a decent man's haircut.
Yeah.
So that a bunch of uptight white people will take him seriously.
Yeah, essentially.
Because it's the only.
Because I don't know what's the Antichrist going to come in.
He's got to have money, because otherwise nobody will take him seriously.
He's got to, he's. What if the Antichrist comes and he's not white?
I thought that was an assumption by most people. I'm not sure. I can't believe I just said that, but I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that have already assumed he won't be white.
I've just automatically assumed he would be.
But then I guess if he's ever going to run anything, he has to be white.
Sure. If he's going to have that much power, because there's the glass ceiling, he's going to make it up just so far, and he's going to be like, "Damn it!"
Yeah. Otherwise, you'd just be on the guy on the other side of the window watching people having lunch.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess if he's going to run things, he's got to be a white male. So it's just
yes.
Oh, there's social commentary buried in here too.
I know. Do we have to tell people that we mostly just make fun of this sort of stuff, and that we don't actually think anything like that? People, oh man.
Yeah. If you don't get that, this whole show is.
Yeah, this is all parody and comedy. Yes, we do think the world is going to end at some point, because that just makes sense.
Yeah.
And if we're lucky enough, it'll happen while we're still living. So we won't have to work anymore. But hey, the way I figure it, this is just all just humor.
Yeah, but you can hopefully gain something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're not going to lose anything from the experience.
You're not paying for it.
No.
I don't have the power to make you dumber. You may not learn anything, but I don't think I can make you dumber.
No. Not that I'm aware of. Anyway.
We could probably take away a little amount of your self-respect, but.
Well, I'm not. I'm a little confused that I would be this. I need to listen to more Black Sabbath.
Did you find anything yet?
I'm still, believe it or not, if you look up Revelation on the internet, you don't get very much in the way of Bible scripture. You get a lot of company names.
Okay.
I'm looking it up on Google.
What were we trying to look up? The horse colors?
Just stuff, like
Okay.
anything, big monster type stuff,
Okay.
Ghidra, Mecha Ghidra.
Monster,
yeah, I'm
also known
thinking,
as Monster Zero?
giant monster, head of a lion, that kind of crap.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and
so how is this I guess people should, if they're seriously concerned about this,
be good.
They should
Go
read
to
up.
church.
They should read up. If you believe it, you should read up.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, if you want to stick around,
because you want to know.
Don't be too. I mean, I guess it depends. If you're,
you want to know the signs when it's coming, right? You want to have some idea, like, oh, here's a big red flag. Something's not right.
Well, here, I'll just read part of something that I got up here online right now, and then we'll just sort of discuss that and try to figure out what this means. And then also talk about the reason why this is so damn hard to decipher.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it just starts kind of like this. After this I looked, and behold, a door was opened in heaven. And the first voice which I heard was as if it were of a trumpet talking with me, which said, Come up hither, and I will shew thee things which must be hereafter. And immediately I was in the Spirit, and behold, a throne was set in heaven, and one sat on the throne. And he that sat was to look upon a jasper and a sardine stone. And there was a rainbow round about the throne.
Did you run this through one of those translator things?
No, this is exactly what it says. In sight like unto an emerald. And round about the throne were 24 seats. And upon the seats I saw 24 elders sitting, clothed in white raiment. This is so redundant. It's like there were 24 seats. And guess what? There were 24 people sitting in the seats. And there was one guy, and he didn't have a seat. And they all ran around the seat, and the music played, and then one of them would stop, and then the one guy wouldn't have a seat. And then he got out. Okay, and it says, and around the throne were 24 seats, and upon the seats I saw 24 elders sitting, clothed in white raiment, and they had on their heads crowns of gold. And out of the throne proceeded lightnings and thunderings and voices, and there were 7 lamps of fire burning with the throne before the throne, which are the 7 spirits of God. And before the throne there was a sea of glass like unto crystal, and in the midst of the throne and round about the throne were 4 beasts full of eyes before and behind. I guess they got eyes in the back of their heads too. Is that what that's saying? Okay, all right. And the first beast was like a lion, and the second beast like a calf, and the third beast had the face as a man, and the fourth beast was like a flying eagle, and the 4 beasts had each of them
as opposed
6
to a
wings about.
They all had wings?
Yeah.
Okay.
6. They each had 6 wings.
A calf with 6 wings.
Yeah.
A lion, kind of like a lion, but with 6 wings and eyes on the back of his head.
Yeah. All of them had eyes.
Kind of like a calf.
And it says, and they were full of eyes within, and they not rest day and night, saying, Holy, 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 Lord God Almighty, which was and is to come.
God,
and when those beasts give glory and honor and thanks to him that sat on the throne, who liveth forever and ever, the 24 elders fall down before him that sat on the throne, and worship him that lived forever and ever, and cast their crowns before the throne, saying, Thou art worthy, O Lord, to receive glory and honor and power, for thou hast created all things, and for thy pleasure they are and were created. Do you see how just crazy this sounds to some, to everyone?
So they were having sardines
on a rock,
listening to this crazy rock band made up of the winged.
Listen,
lions.
I mean, this stuff is.
Yeah, and there were like 24 old guys.
I think the whole idea that's so scary about this is that, who could have made this stuff up?
I don't know.
I mean,
he was either high or insane or both.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. I don't know.
It
sounds like you ran it through one of those weird translator things.
Doesn't it? I mean, it was hard to read because the last word didn't make sense to the next word. It didn't really work out real well. So, I don't understand it.
I'm confused.
Yeah, very. So apparently that's what it's like up in heaven at the throne room, and that's just talking about who's up there talking to him. Which is confusing.
He's hanging out on the throne with 24 old guys sitting around.
And they're all kings, and they all have crowns, and there's a whole bunch of beasts that sit around them.
And there's some weird, mutant. There's some mutant animals apparently.
Yeah.
And they talk forever.
And they talk all the time. and a door opened and a trumpet came out.
Well, of course
told
they
him
talk
something?
all the time. They're Christians.
What was the thing about the door and the trumpet came out and told him something?
Yeah, I don't know.
That was the beginning. That was their very beginning.
Trumpet told him something. Trumpet told him to eat sardines in a rock or something?
Well, there's sardine rock. Apparently, that's how it goes. I mean, it's like, what does it say? I'll go back to it here. It says,
Sardine
blah, 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 blah.
rock.
It says, and he that sat was to look upon like a jasper and a sardine stone. I don't even know what that means. Like, and he that sat was to look upon like a jasper and a sardine stone.
Look like, dude, like a jasper and a sardine stone.
What is a jasper?
Jasper. There's a tree? Isn't there a jasper? I don't know. Some sort of botanical.
There's those guys that rebuild engines.
Jasper engines?
Yeah.
Jasper. Isn't there some type of a plant or something? I'm not sure.
I guess.
I have no idea what sardine stone is.
No, I don't either.
I have no
I know
idea.
what a sardine can is.
Totally confused. And I'm still confused about the trumpet talking.
No,
Or
yeah.
something, I don't know.
I mean, this is only just like one part of it. This is Revelation 4
Yeah.
is what I'm reading from now. And
And there's a lot more.
there's a ton more.
Yeah.
And there's... And
I
a
thought
lot
it
of
was
it
the
is
glue
just
that
this...
made it weird when I tried to read it. Okay.
I don't know, what's a word for this? This sort of type of writing. Where it's just that...
Translated badly from the Latin
well,
or
of
from
course
whatever.
it is, but that's... Yeah.
It's totally
Okay,
Vision.
well, here's the part that actually talks about like the four horsemen. It says, yeah, there was a red horse. Okay, it says, and I saw the Lamb opened one of the seals. Or no. Oh, and I saw when the Lamb opened up one of the seals. That's just, okay. I guess that's the Lamb is like is Jesus.
The Lamb
He's
of God.
representative of the Lamb. At least I think that's what it's
God's
saying.
pet lamb.
And I heard, as it were, the noise of thunder, one of the four beasts saying, Come and see. And I saw and beheld a white horse. And he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer. And when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, Come and see. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. So I guess that is
Red
ward
is
on the
war.
red horse.
So what's the white one?
I don't
He has
know.
Just to conquer.
He has a bow.
Hmm.
It says to conquer. He's
It depends on, I guess, which translation you read. 'Cause they
actually, I
name
think
them.
the one with the sword isn't war. I think the one on the sword is pestilence.
Red's pestilence, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
That
That's what
follows war. Because of
Okay.
destruction, you have like all the
yeah.
vermin running
White
loose.
is war with
I mean,
the
it's
bow.
it's sort of vague, but and it says, and there went out another horse that was red, and the power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and they should kill one another, and there was given to him a great sword. And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the beast say, Come and see, and I beheld, lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, A measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine. And when he opened, that's famine.
That's famine, yes.
Because he's like talking about a measure of food that isn't like possible to keep you
And he's
alive.
Splitting, he's got the balances.
Mm-hmm.
Splitting up the coke.
So when he had opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth beast say, Come and see. And I looked and beheld a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him. And power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth, to kill with the sword, and with hunger, and with death. Well, what? To kill with sword, and with hunger, and with death. Killed by death.
He was killed to
Can't
death. Cause of death. He was cool.
Okay, in the beasts of the earth, and with the beasts of the earth. So you'd be killed by, like...
Squirrels.
Yes. Squirrels of the apocalypse.
Plague of squirrels.
It's got to be in there somewhere. We already got sardines.
Yeah.
All right.
So this is... God releases them to basically wipe the surface of the earth clean.
Apparently. And there's more.
Because... But wait, there's more.
Yeah. It says, and when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them who were slain for the word of God and for the testimony which they had held.
Okay.
And they cried with a loud voice, saying, How long, O Lord, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth? So I guess they're pissed.
They're whining about it.
Yeah, and they want like some shit to happen. And the white robes were given unto every one of them, and it was said unto them that they should rest yet for a little season, until their fellow servants also and their brethren that should be killed as they were should be fulfilled. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, so yeah, it's basically revenge. And
so God's avenging.
Yeah, the death of like
all those who died for him.
Yeah, from
through
time immemorial, apparently.
So he's saying,
and I beheld.
He's like, I appreciate what you did for me. Now I'm gonna.
Yeah, this is apparently like all the seven seals.
Here's your big payback. Okay.
And I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair. There's a lot of tongue twisters in the Bible, sardine stones and everything. Try talking about this stuff. It's got to be hard to be.
So the earth cracks open, the sun goes,
and the moon became as blood, and the stars of heaven fell into earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs.
You
when she is shaken of a mighty wind,
us.
And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places.
Ooh.
So you go to fly to Hawaii. Whoa!
It's not here.
Yep, and when the stars of heaven fell into the earth... Well, I already read that. Okay. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man, hid themselves in the dens and the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, Fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb.
So are these...
For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? Thus ends the seven seals part of the Bible, which seems to be
so. Is that the
popular?
Is that the like people who've gone over to the dark side?
I guess
trying to hide from God's.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's their oh shit moment.
Yes.
All right. They're like we fucked up.
Yeah.
We backed the wrong guy.
Yeah. And this is their retribution from God.
Okay, and God's unleashed the horsemen
mm-hmm. And that's what takes care of them. I guess that's how it goes down with the Antichrist anyways.
Okay.
Yeah, we should go to church.
No, I shouldn't go.
They don't talk about this stuff at church.
That would go to church if
I know, if they did this every day.
It was all about, stupid crap like don't jerk off.
Really?
Be good.
And don't jerk off. Well, just don't jerk off as much as you do. Just try to
Just don't jerk off and have unclean thoughts while you're doing it.
Think about Jesus.
Yeah, think about Jesus while you're jerking off. That's a whole...
I don't recommend that.
There's a special place in hell for people to do that, I'm sure.
Okay.
You go to the 9 3/4 circle.
Okay. I think I understand now.
Yeah. Okay.
Sort of.
That makes one of us.
Yeah. Okay. I'm confused.
So the point is,
I know what the colors of all the horses were now,
yes.
and that's I think the farthest I wanted to go into this. So,
cool.
So we've pretty much discussed our limited understanding of the Bible and the end of days according to the Bible, and I promise that one day we will come back to this knowing a lot more because we'll get special guests that actually have read the Bible and may have talked to people who say they understand it at least, and but we just wanted to touch on it. We wanted to let you know that this is
our interpretation based largely on popular media.
Yes, which is limited at best.
Yes,
and I'm sure we left out a number of sources of popular media, but I will tell you this much: Black Sabbath rules.
Yes,
and
the number of the beast is the best. Iron Maiden album.
Yes.
I don't care what anybody says.
And when in doubt, listen to Slayer. If you're somewhere and there's, like the South Park episode where all the hippies come to South Park and they're having the jam band concert for 5 days or something, and they can't get rid of them, and they have to make the drilling machine to go through all the hippies to get to the stage, and Cartman jumps out and pops in like raining blood, and it drives off all the hippies. That's how it goes down, fellas. So
it works.
When in doubt, listen to Slayer.
Stay tuned for the zombie episode.
We don't have any email tonight, although that we do have some announcements and some thank yous that are long in coming, and we really needed to get these out a long time ago. Number one, our theme song. We've never discussed who does our lovely theme song.
That's neglectful on our part.
Yes, it is. So we do need to take care of that. That was graciously donated to us by the band 9-Volt Revolt, and they can be found on the web at 9voltrevolt.com.
Strangely enough.
Or just Google 9-Volt Revolt. And our friend Chad Marquis, who took care of all the engineering of it, and stuck in all the references to Night of the Living Dead, which make up the talking portion of that, which is a fine film and public domain, so we were able to use it without any problem.
As I often say, it's the Citizen Kane of zombie films.
Yes, exactly. Speaking of which, I don't usually make announcements on our next episodes because generally we don't know what we're doing next week.
This is the rare occasion.
This is a rare occasion.
Mm-hmm.
We've been waiting to do this until we developed a rapport with one another where we could actually sit down and know we could talk about something, coherently. This episode doesn't often, have any coherent moments, so don't think that that's what's going to happen. But however,
no guarantees that I will be coherent.
Yes. Next week, or not next week, but we will. The next episode of Destructomundo will be on a favorite subject of the three of us, and
it'll be an extended episode.
And an extended
recorded
episode
recorded live, in a
in
group of people, possibly more than 5.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So we will have several special guests.
It's positively unprecedented.
That's right. That's right. It's the show you might have been waiting for, the one we just don't like discussing because it's so full of glee. When there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth.
Yes,
Next
indeed.
episode of Destructomundo, zombies.
The zombie apocalypse.
That's right. Please
Hordes
tell all
of
your friends. It's going to be quite the episode.
Brain-eating, reanimated corpses.
And it's going to be a 2-hour episode, possibly.
Shuffling,
We're going to do an extended
running.
episode. We are going to bring it out in more than an hour format. So we're going to split it up possibly into 2 episodes, depending on how big it is. If it goes over like a reasonable amount, we don't want anybody having to download like a 80 megabyte file.
Yeah.
We're just going to see how it goes. But yeah, it's going to be a live episode. We're going to have special guests because everybody we've talked to has been excited to hear that we're doing something on the Zeds.
Zeeks. Zulus. They call the code words.
All the code words.
So people don't catch you talking about zombies.
That's right. Don't call them that.
Oh, just say Zeke.
So there's so much to talk about on that subject that we don't think we can fit it all in 1 hour, and we wouldn't want to anyways. We want to give you your money's worth, which is free.
Yes.
And there will be special guests, and we're gonna be.
We'll be on location too.
Yeah, we'll be on location.
Mm-hmm.
So
there will be the reasonable equivalent of a studio audience.
Exactly. So you're gonna hear it. But yeah, the next episode, zombies. Please tune in. Tell all your friends. We're expecting a mighty turnout for this.
Or go get some friends and then tell them.
Yeah, exactly. And then when
you don't already have friends,
when the shit goes down, you'll know, and they'll know too.
Right on.
Yep.
Tell people that you don't know.
Yeah.
They don't have to be your friends.
Tell them the zombies are coming.
Just tell people. Sit next to some guy on the bus with a big can of corn and a funny hat.
Yep.
Just tell him. Because he'll believe you if he's riding the bus with a big can of corn and a funny hat. He'll go, hell yeah, they're coming. You don't think I know, do you, kid? But I know. They're coming all right.
Well, I guess that's the end of our episode for this evening. And from James.
And Ted.
And me.
This has been Destructomundo. Good night.